The Nuts and Bolts of Writing, Season 2, a podcast where we talk about literature, the ins and outs of writing, and how to actually start writing. Hi everyone. Today it's just me, Fortunus Games, your host. Today I'm reviewing John D. Wilsey's American Exceptionalism and Civil Religion, Reassessing the History of an Idea. An associate professor of church history and philosophy at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky, and a research fellow at the Center for Religion, Culture, and Democracy in Plano, Texas, John D. Wilsey is also a member of the James Madison Society at Princeton University. He published this book in 2015 to trace the deification of the American nation in many evangelical churches across the U.S. According to Wilsey, the idea that America is exceptional came from the Pilgrims, who saw themselves as the new Israel, the new chosen people. Various politicians and historians throughout American history also contributed to the idea of America being exceptional. George Bancroft, 1800 to 1891, for instance, had a Hegelian view of history and, like the Puritans, thought God had chosen America for a unique mission in the world to, quote from page 61 of Wilsey's book, to serve as an example of a religious, moral, and political liberty. In doing so, Bancroft thought, God was just manifesting a plan for all of humanity. America was the agent of advancement, just like how the concept of Geist in Hegel was moving history forward. Unlike many evangelicals who were thoroughly absorbed in the culture war against the left and whitewashed the shortcomings of the nation, Wilsey proposes an open form of American exceptionalism that looks at America's shortcomings and promotes the best of American values while critiquing problems in American history and culture. Open exceptionalism stands in stark contrast to closed exceptionalism, which excludes racial, ethnic, and religious minorities and censors the wrongdoings of the past. Closed exceptionalism also ascribes spiritual purpose to America, seeing America as a unique agent of advancement, leading humanity to quote unquote the end of history. This type of exceptionalism can lead to racism, colonialism, and deification of the nation. Wiley argues that closed exceptionalism is not Christian since it turns the nation into an idol. In his critique of closed exceptionalism, Wilsey even critiques evangelical homeschool textbooks like Abeka and Bob Jones University textbooks, which exalt the American past and brush over moral failings such as slavery. On page 208, Wilsey observes that in an Abeka textbook, there is only one page about the problem of slavery in American history. In this section, authors discuss the institutional problems created by slavery, such as class divisions, immigration, and economic hardships. It talks also about how immigrants had a harder time finding jobs in the South due to slavery, and how planters were burdened with having to take care of elderly slaves when they could no longer work. This, Wilsey points out, shows how many evangelicals lack moral reflection when it comes to American history. Wilsey also amplifies the voices of marginalized Christians, including W.E.B. Du Bois and other Black Christians. He talks about how they critiqued America's structural racism and how closed exceptionalism does not include minority voices due to its blinkered and rose-tinted view of American history. He points to W.E.B. Du Bois and Martin Luther King Jr. as proponents of open American exceptionalism, since they embrace the best of America, democracy, freedom, and equality, while critiquing the worst parts, racism, hypocrisy, and jingoism. All in all, Wilsey's book is a must-read for those who want a better understanding of current events in America. His book explains why certain conservatives idolize and idealize American history, starting from the Pilgrims to Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush. All in all, I would give this book 5 out of 5 stars.